That was awesome.
Thanks.
All right. Welcome, Steven. How do you do?
Hello. Good. I'm here as also Rob Ryder, our composer, and all the sound design is on here as well.
Hello.
Brilliant. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about the whole project, please.
Sure. Well, it actually is kind of funny. I've never done animation before until the pandemic. And we live in Los Angeles, where here pretty much the city completely closed everything for 3 months. And so we were all stuck at home and trapped. So I decided, like, well, I need to figure out ways to produce from home. And so I ended up teaching myself animation and kind of starting a new arm of our production company for it. And so we did a couple shorts and started pitching a lot of different animated series. And the long story of it is I ended up getting hired to write the video game for Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I'm a huge Ghostbusters nerd. I've got a proton pack on my wall, and I'm actually involved in the Los Angeles Ghostbusters organization. We do a lot of charity work and raise a lot of money for kids in hospitals, and do a lot of work for Sony. And so I'm definitely as concrete in the Ghostbusters world as I could be. And then I got to write this game, so I had to break down the whole Ghostbusters Afterlife script a year and a half before it came out. And Sony wouldn't let us do a lot of the Easter eggs that we wanted to put in the game. So I ended up getting the idea because word on the street, which they've officially announced now, is that there's a new Ghostbusters animated series coming, which they announced on Ghostbusters Day this year on June 8th. And so also knowing that that was happening, we were like, well, hey, I already know what's going to happen in Ghostbusters Afterlife. I could make a project that takes place before that doesn't connect to that universe at all. And then we would be the first group that had done an animated Ghostbusters fan film, which I have open pitches at Montecito Picture Company, Ivan Reitman's company. So we kind of did it on multiple levels. One, to do more for our animation studio, and then other to try to get our names in the hat for the new animated series. So that's kind of how it all came about.
Wow. Okay. Well then.
Yeah.
Thank you for actually, entering into FanFilm Awards. It's
of course.
It's always lovely to actually have the studio people actually create their own work here. So, when actually coming up with the animation style, why did you choose the program that you did? Was it Flash, or was that Toon Boom?
We ended up using Adobe Character Animator, which is like the easiest real-time animation software. And Adobe's really trying to build that up now and try to get more professionals using it. So they were super hands-on and helping us all along the way. And they ended up giving us that this short was one of their featured projects of the month for Adobe Animation as well, which was cool. And we could edit it in real time, essentially. I mean, it's an 8-minute short, and it took 6 days to animate because Adobe Character Animator is at-home mocap, so you can act everything out yourself. You import the audio files, and it auto arranges the mouth movements. And so the hardest thing is getting all the assets made, which I have an amazing artist, Logan Vanderwolf, who he had designed all the characters, and we kind of wanted to keep it in a similar world as real Ghostbusters. And then I get really crazy for details, so I ended up drawing all of the locations and all of the props and stuff in the back, which there's a ton of little Easter eggs all throughout from all the movies and the comics and cartoon show for sure.
Okay. If anything, what did it for me was when he activated the 2 other, lasers to just lasso in the ghost, and it just threw me back to the first few episodes of Ghostbusters before they actually started using the trap. And I'm like, oh no, you're gonna kill the ghost. You can't kill the ghost. It's the ectoplasm man.
It's setting it free.
Don't do that.
I mean, I always love the ideas of like whatever happened to all that mood slime was in New York. It's like finding jars of it on eBay, I think would be like totally plausible.
Oh my gosh.
And I built the whole story around this. So Columbia University in real life houses the biggest cyclotron in the world, and which that all is true. That's 100% true. And that cyclotron's still there in the same building that Ghostbusters taught in the movie. And it's all abandoned and spray painted over and graffitied today.
Oh,
and it's all locked up. But I always thought that was really interesting, like to build a bigger story where if all of a sudden something major happens in Manhattan and they have to make the biggest proton pack imaginable, it already exists there.
really? Seriously, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a cool story.
Yeah. No, because like I could just imagine Egon Spangler just like losing it, you know. Just
Yeah.
oh gosh. And just and the details on the props, you know, just I was amazed. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Are those actual schematics? I could actually like print here. It's a freaking blueprint. So
Yeah,
um
I wanted to make it as realistic in world as possible. And I love Easter eggs and I love little details like that. So it was a lot of fun to come up with little things. Even my son, who's 11, he started drawing it. So he drew a little Stay Puft. Little Stay Puft is on the shelf, and so he was all excited that he got to be involved.
oh my gosh, yes.
Got to make him an IMDb page.
I know, right?
Yeah. um okay. Any words from Rob Ryder here? Sir.
Rob, tell us about your process, getting to make your own Ghostbusters theme song.
See, he's already doing my job for me.
Oh, well, yeah, that was really fun. Steven was like, I'm always, so I love synthesizers. I have tons of them, and I don't always get to use them in scores. Get a lot of requests for orchestral or just strings or. So Steven was like, I actually really want you to do like a synthwave score. And I was like, no way, get out. Like, this is gonna be so much fun. And we talked about it, and I think like we had a couple versions of the actual theme song, but then like at some point we were just like, wow, this is so interesting. Like there's so many versions of the song that are just like boom, big, massive. And it was like, what if we did this like very undertone, like very chill little version of the theme that's synthwave and it's very understated. And so that's kind of how we came to that. And the rest of the score just kind of extended off of that. And like one thing Steven was like, he's like, I love that little piano thing that happens. I think Bill Murray plays it on the piano in the first one, right?
Yeah.
He walks in to Sigourney Weaver's house. He's like, digga, and that like little thing, like it's funny because like, I mean, I'm a fan of Ghostbusters, but I had no idea that just little piano thing was like a thing that had recurred in like, I mean, it was in the trailer for the new Afterlife. Like, it's just all over the place. And it's just those little details that Steven's so into, and it's like being able to latch onto that and being like, oh yeah, this is really great. And then like, then going through the score and like finding little bits like, the opening sequence in our short has like that, like, and, kind of finding those sorts of things and incorporating them, but trying to, also do some of those with synthesizers. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I really love that moment too. And the two other lasers come up and, the music's pumping and that the visual with all the lasers spinning and like it feels really intense every time I watch it. I like, almost forget, and then I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, like kill that guy, like this is gonna be great.
And it's fun to expand on a world that existed 30 years ago because technology has obviously advanced so much now, and there's so much more we can do. And Afterlife focuses on the older style of everything. They don't update anything in Afterlife, and so it's kind of it was a lot of fun to be able to expand on that universe and play around with it for sure.
Yeah, seriously. And just I don't know, it's like it's rare that I didn't know it was going to be rare that you could actually disappoint the fans and to actually see Afterlife. It was just breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
lovely. It was lovely.
I mean, I had fun with the female Ghostbusters, but a lot of people don't. I just think it's fun. Like, I don't know. I'm not as super critical as a lot of people. Like, I just love going to see movies and have a good time. And if I do, then I love it, Yeah. I don't know. But
I wasn't disappointed, to be honest. I actually love Chris, Chris Hemsworth, like taking his shirt off and dancing in front of the TV. That was brilliant. It entertained my wife quite well. So thank you. But yeah, I thought it was actually a fun movie itself. I just didn't know that people could actually be mad about it, and
yeah. Toxic.
I'm like, okay,
for everything actually.
Yeah,
Ghostbusters is not the only one.
It's a lot of toxic fandom. for sure.
Yeah. Well, fandom is toxic. That's half the fun. So, all right. Well, I was just, can we actually follow you guys? Do you have a website
Yeah.
or please?
Yeah, absolutely. My company's called Abysmal with 2 S's, and I'll put it in the chat. And you can find all of our stuff on there. And then Rob, where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm just composerrob.com. I'll put it in the chat also. But yeah, it's just I got actually a lot of short films. You can, if you like short films, I've got like probably 50 of them on.
Nice.
Got a lot of shorts, but
Please, we would love to follow as many filmmakers as possible, because really, when we actually miss any of you guys, or we like some of you, like some filmmakers, they just drop off the face of the earth, and we just want to find their old stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, where do I find this? I mean, we don't exactly have like a videotheque in every city here, looking for
I heard you say earlier, some of you got legs and you follow around, man. I don't want you guys outside of my house at 3 a.m. now. That's gonna be a little too much.
Right.
I mean, I'll cosplay character if that's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
Be that crazy Joker guy. That'd be kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
Charge admission.
Well, we were excited about this festival because we're based in Los Angeles, so I know it's usually in person. So we were excited. We're slowly getting there, like almost feels like almost there again.
Starting to network a little bit again.
Normalcy, yeah.
Yes.
The LA Film Fest the other day, met a bunch of people for the first time in 2-3 years. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting there.
Back to normal. But then, of course, I got coronavirus. Like, so for the first time in like 2.5 years. Like, I avoided it the whole time. And then all of a sudden, I start networking, going out, boom, coronavirus.
That's why this is virtual.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, sir.
I mean, not a bad idea. Right
Yeah.
now,
Oh, goodness.
Thank you
Well,
for doing what you
fingers crossed that we could actually have a, in person someday. And we'll figure this out. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much. Though.
Thank you guys for having us. It's been a great festival. It's awesome. A lot of awesome shorts, and it's great to see everybody's interpretations of different fandoms.
Oh, yes. I mean, I feel like this is like the cosplay of online fandom.
Right.
And at first I was hoping like, oh yeah, we'll be the professional fanfiction.net. And they're just like, you guys are so vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thank you so much, and break the leg of the award ceremony tonight.
No, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Like, you'll have a good day.